It's the Friday night game, Marvel Stadium. We've got the Doggies up against the Power. Who have we got, Rich?
Well, this is quite an interesting game. So first off, we'll be saying goodbye to a lot of fan favourite operators from across the league this year. So in this game, Western Bulldogs and Port Adelaide Power, we'll obviously be saying goodbye to Lin Jong from the Western Bulldogs, and Tommy Rockcliffe has announced his retirement as well. So big rips to those two. Yeah, big pig in the Jong heading off down the old Dusty.
That made for a great sitcom.
You can imagine Pig in the Jong being like a Nickelodeon cartoon.
Absolutely. Hell yeah.
And I would watch it.
Yeah. Channel 7. Let's go.
Well, look, interestingly, Port are the underdogs coming into this game. Now, it is being played at Marvel Stadium. Port, obviously, the away team there. They're paying $2.15 odds to win this game. The reason I bring that up is you might not be interested in betting on them for those odds, but statistically speaking, Port win at those odds only 20% of the time. So 20% of all games that Port have ever been listed at that odds, they've come home with the win, which is interesting. And certainly you would think that skews when they're against a top 4 competitor like the Dogs. Having said that, I am picking Port 1-39 for this game. We saw last week that the Western Bulldogs went down to Tas, which is admittedly a bit of a graveyard for a lot of teams, and Hawthorn certainly proved that to be the case. They're having a hell of a run. But no Josh Bruce. And it has blown a hole 6 miles wide and 10 miles high inside the doggies setup. It's the ripple effect has been horrendous. So look, the Power is settled. They've got blokes coming back. They're peaking at the right time. They've got all the pieces in place that they need. Doggies, all of a sudden, don't know what they're doing forward of centre. And this is the wrong time of year for that to be happening. So that's what I'm jumping on. Port, 1-39. Thanks very much.
Well, for myself, I think you hit the nail on the head. I don't want to tip Port, but Doggies were in a bit of a rabble last week, and you could tell that the Doggies, if they knew what they were doing, they could have put that game away against Hawthorn. Like, there were moments of that game where they just completely dominated, and then they realised, we don't have Bruce. We don't have... What do we do? We don't have a key forward that can kick goals, essentially, because Norton is just not accurate enough, I think, as a key forward, and I feel like you'd agree.
I think he's another 2 years off his best, you know.
I think so as well, and that's okay. I'm not hating on Norton. I'm one of the biggest Norton fans out there, but I just don't think he kicks straight enough to be a key forward. And Mitch Hannon is not your solution. Not your solution at all.
He's just a bloke.
Very disappointed about that. Very disappointed. What do you think, Dan?
I'm hearing what you're saying. I'm picking it up and I'm putting it back down again.
Which is still more than you typically say over game.
I'm only joshing. I do agree with you both, really. It's hard to go against the form team. I didn't get a lot of footy over in Milan. No. They're not really big into that. Much more into pieces and fashion.
High heels and that.
The finer things in life. So, didn't really watch a lot, but did see the results. Port won. Dogs lost, so I'm going to back Port in here.
Very fair, very fair. I've got a multi for you. It's a $5.65 multi. $5.65 multi. I've got Bailey, Dunny Dordale. A little bit of a Desmond Spit van buses back.
Mate, you're Italian businessman. They pay good money for that.
We've got the T-Rex, Adam Treloar, coming out. We've got Carl. The Lord's Prayer, Amon. We've got Bailey.
Go on. That's nice. Keep going. Yeah. No.
Bailey Big Box Williams.
Bailey,
in brackets.
Big Box.
Big Box.
What?
If you're going to come up with nicknames for blokes, make them good nicknames. Big Box.
Taylor Dersma DeRay to get 15 plus touches. Oh, by the way, these are either to get 20 touches. So Dale Treloar and Amon to get 20 plus touches, and Williams and DeRay to get 15 plus touches. And Mitch, the Greek god Georgiades, because Georgiades is a sick last name.
It is.
Anytime goal. Bang, he's going to kick a goal. He will kick a goal.
You absolutely butchered that. My local butcher could learn a thing or two from you.
There's a bloke who works as a volunteer in the library about 150 metres down from work. And he's about 65. He's a lovely Vietnamese bloke by the name of San. Great bloke. Great bloke. He came to this country about 2 years previously, and he speaks better English than what you do. That was one of the worst diatribes I've ever heard. You should be ashamed. For all of the punters that could sort of decipher what in the hell he was talking about, you're welcome to go with that. I was worried that this this strategically shaved chimp next to me might
This
butcher
Goldberg with hair.
So I thought I'd provide a little something for the punters just based on some statistics that you might like the look of. I'm having a look in terms of punts. I'm looking at Bailey Dale to get 20 disposals or more, same as yourself. I'm liking Jack McRae for 30 plus. He's had a little bit of a dip, seems to have played himself out of it, and sure as hell know that Port's not going to bother with a tag. So I expect this is going to be two midfields going head-to-head all night long, which means plenty of touches up for grabs. The Bont for 30. He had that last week. That's paying about $2 at the minute. It's
good.
The Bont for 30, which I'm very happy with. And Travis Boak, 25 disposals or more, and I'm pretty sure he's had something like either 4 of his last 5 or something along those lines. He's done that.
Not bad. I did not know that.
He's in
It's
a
not
nice
bad.
little vein of form at the minute.
Not bad.
Off the top of my head,
that's paying about $5.25. by the way.
I think he's had one game this year where he hasn't had 25 touches.
I can
That
give
is
you
very,
his-
very nice.